this week is Ted. Ted's come in here. He's at River City Recoveries. He's in the men's house there. Ted comes to our 7 a.m. men's group in the morning. He also is there at Alpha, and he's just making some awesome choices. He's learning sound, and we saw a little video clip about what sound team really does.
Yeah.
There, didn't we?
We'll keep that between the sound team and the Lord, huh?
But our God talk is this, is like life before Jesus, how I met Jesus, and life after Jesus. So, Ted, what was life like before Jesus?
Before Jesus, it was lonely. It was very, very bad. Honestly, I didn't know God at all growing up. Nobody taught me about him. And so I didn't make good decisions at all. I made some pretty horrible decisions, to tell you the truth. Ended up in places for juveniles that weren't for bad juveniles. And I went to juvenile prison. I was the first one from northwest Wisconsin to actually go to juvenile boot camp. They call it Youth Leadership Training Center, YLTC. That place got shut down because the way they treated kids, actually. So yeah, it wasn't good at all. And I just kept making bad decisions, and eventually got into drugs and alcohol, and it just got worse from there. I became an adult, a young adult, and ended up in jail. What do you know? Big surprise, right? And that's where I got my first introduction to God and Jesus, really, through Pastor Randy from River City here. He came in, and he was part of Christian Motorcycle Club, and we did Bible studies in there, and I learned about God and who He was and Jesus and what He did for me, and I got the fire lit, and so I dug into the Bible pretty hardcore, and I got out. I did 6.5 months in there, and I got out, and I tried to live good and be a good dad, but I didn't know how to live with God. I knew who God was and Jesus was at this point, but I didn't know how to live with them and what living a godly life was like, and so to deal with my stresses and my insecurities and everything, I turned back to alcohol. To help me through, and it did, but it made life worse in the long run. And so fast forward 16 years, I was living in a camper in the middle of the woods. I was eating wild plants and catching fish and trapping squirrels to eat. And I actually had a heart attack, almost died, and I'm sitting, and my family's gone. I lost my family. I lost my business. I had a business started. I lost everything from that. It was gone. All my possessions, everything. And so I'm sitting there one night with a rope around my neck, literally. And I'm just, I just broke down crying and asking God to just take my life from me. Just let me die or something. Just save me from this. And He told me that He wasn't done with me yet, and He had plans for me. And so He saved me. I'm obviously here, so I didn't go through with it. A few days later, my sister got a hold of me, and I moved in with her. I started going to AA. I quit drinking. And I got a week after I was in AA there, I got a number from somebody that went there, and they gave me the number to River City. And the next day I was here. And it's just been amazing. The first Saturday I was here, I went to TBO, and we were worshiping. I started crying again, just broke down crying, and God spoke loud and clear to me, clear as day. He said, "Welcome home, son." And it was just amazing. And ever since, I've learned how to live with Him now. learned how to live a godly life.
Big difference.
Hopefully, you know, it's always every day we're trying to get better and better. But you know, so it's challenging living with God. He forces me to do things that I'm not comfortable with doing at all. Like being up here, this is tough. Speaking in front of people, working on the sound team. That's my big yay, God. So, yeah, you know, and it's just been great. I'm following him. He's, you know, I still got to walk, but he's clearing the path for me. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ted.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm going to have everybody stand.